Now we're going to move on to the second section of 2-2 homework for November 6, 2017. And we are going to go to the section where it says write each amount as a decimal number. I'm going to start with problem 10 on that second section. And I'm going to read what this fraction tells me. This is a mixed number, of course, because I have a whole number out front and then a fraction next to it. So this says 35, and when I get done discussing the whole number, I'm going to say and. That is going to tell me that I need a decimal in my number that I'm going to write. Whenever you do a whole number and a fraction, you always say and between the whole number and the fraction. So this is 35 and 712 one-thousandths, or 35 and 712 thousandths. And the reason why I know that this is going to be in the thousandths place is because when I look down here, I have tenths, which is the same as saying 1 over 10. That's a tenth. Hundredths place value is going to be 1 over 100, which is hundredth. And thousandths has 1 over 1,000, which is 1,000th of any whole. So what we are going to do right here is, again, from the last lesson, when you heard me say and, I had to put a decimal point. So I am going to say 35 and, that's where my decimal point goes. Now, when we say the last word of our number, I need to make sure that my last digit that I write goes into that place value. And as you saw before, I said 712 thousandths. So I need to be in the 1, 2, 3, the third spot away from the decimal. And this will be easy because when I write the number 712, which is my numerator up top, I end exactly in that third position. So that is the thousandths position. Right now I have written 35 and 712 thousandths. That is correct. I'm going to skip down here because I accidentally wrote 11 down here, and then we'll go back up to 14. So number 11 shows me that I have 9 as my whole number and 5 100ths. So I'm going to look down at my place value for the hundredths down here, and I notice I have 1, 2 positions behind the decimal point. So I need to make sure that that digit that I have as my numerator up here is 2 digits or 2 place values away from my decimal. So let's start with the whole number, which would be 9, and means that I put a decimal there. 5 hundredths. So, if I just do this, I am saying 50 hundredths. Let's look back here. Nope, I do not have 50 hundredths. I only have 5. So I need to delete that 0, make sure that I put my 5 into that second space, and I need something to hold that place value. I need a significant 0. That holds that tenths place because I do not have any tenths. Now I have written 9 and 5 hundredths. I can say hundredths because my 5 is in that hundredths position. That is problem 11. Move on to problem number 14. I notice I have a whole number of 2, so I'm going to write 2 and use my decimal for the and. Now look at this. I only have 1 digit as my numerator, but I know I need to be in the thousandths position. So let's go down here. My thousandths position again is 3 away from my decimal. So I need to make sure that my 1 is in that thousandths place. And the only way you can do it is by adding 2 significant zeros. They have to hold the place value for the tenths and the hundredths place. So I'm going to say this number one more time to make sure we're right. 2 and 1,000th. That is correct. You have 3 problems done already on that second section of the math homework.